Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well. My name's Llamanades. Today we're back with another video. We're doing advanced 10 tips to help you out in Super People. I have released videos previous to this, but they are for beginners. So this is going to help you out, improve and get more wins. We've recently made it into the top 2,000 on the leaderboard in solos, so we're doing quite well. Hopefully these can translate and help you get some wins. They're things that I didn't know, but in the last couple of days they've helped me out a lot. Now it's coming to Christmas. I'm trying to hit 50 likes on this video, so if you do like what you see, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. But without further ado, let's jump into the video and let's get on with these tips. So first tip for today is when you're in the menus, you can go into your personal supply. I did brush over this last time, but I'm going to go into it a little bit more. So when you fill up your inventory, you will have your gold cost down the bottom. This cost won't incur until you open your crate, basically a wonder crate. So if you do find that you're already sufficiently looted and you don't need to use it, then you don't need to waste your gold. But the one thing I will say, and one big tip that I have found in this game, is the one thing I struggle to find is meds. So for the cheap price they are, I think they're 15 gold for your standard first aid kit and 30 gold for an emergency kit. I wouldn't really fill it all the way up, but I would definitely take some with you because you will struggle a late game to find meds. And if you do want to change or make any changes to your supply drop, you can do it in game in the main lobby. You just press tab and you go in and you find what you are looking for in there. It just takes some time out of your day when you're having to scavenge for first aids, or you get into a scuffle with someone and you end up really low. The last thing you want to do is be without. So yeah, like I say, your cost is at the bottom. You press confirm, and when you open that box, that's how much it's going to cost you. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is about the storm. I see too many people worrying about the storm. You'll see by my health bar down the bottom, it takes about 2 ticks a second, and this is storm number 3, which is shown on your mini-map, just above your mini-map. So yeah, don't worry about it. Just, you can outhill that storm. If you need to loot, just continue to loot. Tip number 3. We're moving on to tip number 3. Tip number 3 is a simple one, but many people don't know. As you can see to the right there, that black thing on the floor is a Molotov trap. Many different operators have traps, and they do normally have a sound cue, like a beep or a squeal. Something I found out is if you're hiding in a building, don't be this guy, because your gun pokes through the wall, which, yeah, makes you an easy target, because then we know where you are, and you're not hidden. Tip number 5. Tip number 5 is pretty self-explanatory, but many people don't know, because the people I'm teaching at the minute didn't know this. But the capsules themselves do make a noise. So if you've got a capsule in the area, you will hear it. It's like a high-pitched sort of mechanical noise, if you like. But yeah, it will signify to you that there is a capsule in the area, so you can go and grab that capsule before somebody else does. So tip number 6. Tip number 6 comes in on when you're dropping. So when you're jumping out of the helicopter, I always try to mark somewhere on the map. It doesn't really matter where you land in this game. The loot is pretty good in all areas that you'll go to, so it doesn't really require you to hot drop. If you do want to hot drop, be my guest, but don't be egoed into it by someone else you're playing with in duos or squads to say, oh, I want to be aggressive. If you don't want to play aggressive, play passive. Just play your game and you will win the game. I always try to wait till it's about 1.3 to 1.2 kilometers away and then jump. If you aim your crosshairs right up in the sky as high as you can, you'll get a longer trajectory going forwards and you won't fall to the ground quite as fast. When you are using your parachute, I just tap W, because if you tap W, you're going to maintain a forward momentum of some speed, and you're not going to go to you're not going to basically drop at your feet. And when you do get near the ground, do cut your parachute, because the amount of times I've been catapulted off the top of buildings, off the top of roofs, mounting sides, it happens. Whereas if you cut your chute, you don't do a forward roll and a jump, because when you land on the floor, you can often land in a crouched position as well, which is a pain in the arse. So yeah, that brings us on to tip number 7. In this tip, it's all about when you're taking a fight. So if you're taking a fight like now and you don't know who's to the right, to the left or behind him, just give it a couple of seconds, don't push. So now we know there's a guy to the tree to his right, so we quickly look out. We'll have a look how close he is. While we're reloading, we know that he's behind that tree. So now what I'll do is I'll wait for the kill feed to show me who dies and with what weapon. You start to learn what weapons sound like. I know that one's using an MP5, the guy behind the rock, and the guy behind the tree is using an AR of some description. So when you see on that kill feed, they will go down, and bop, there you go. You know the guy with the MP5 is dead. Now we know it's safe because the guy on the tree is dead. So now that leaves us in a 1v1. And if you win this fight, then you get easy loot. You literally get easy loot because now you've got 2 bodies to loot. He's had no time. He's got no time to heal because we're pushing up on him. So now he just hopes and prays. Moving on to tip number 8. Tip number 8 is simple. If you press your map button, it will show you what operators are left and who you're going to have to compete with in the last circles. So you know you're not going to get teleported on behind. Number 9. Number 9 comes down to with your blueprints. If you click on the top of your weapon, you will have 3 little squares and it will show you what items are needed to make the next tier of the item that you're looking for. Pretty simple, but pretty helpful when you're trying to pick out a specific item to craft. So that brings us to our last tip of today. So this is more of a generalization, to be honest. It's all about operators and using abilities. Still, the amount of people I see getting a 1v1 and not use their abilities and not know how to counter abilities, it's always worth giving every single class on this game a bash, even if it's for 4 or 5 games, just so you've got some idea of what they can do, what utility they have, how they can get away, how they can initiate. So then that way you've got a better idea on how to counter them. Also, above your ultimate ability, you will have bullets, a shoe icon and a first aid icon. Basically, these are all to do with your stats and to do with your weapons. So like with the XO401 sniper, for me I do a plus 30% damage. I have plus 15% base movement speed, which makes me a little bit faster. And also I have plus 40 base health. So when you do take a fight, keep these into consideration because you might think you got it good with a plus 40. Someone else might have a plus 60, a plus 80. You don't know what their statistics are. So you might feel like, oh, I done really well. And yeah, your statistics aren't as good. Also, one major tip is don't loot straight away. Like there, we see the guy at the tree. The amount of people I see take a fight and just beeline straight for that loot and they get the loot gremlin, and it's really not good because the amount of people that get dropped in this way is such a shame. And if you use your abilities correctly as well, you'll find yourself averting danger. Like here, I am in such a bad spot. I got myself into a bad position, so I get out my little tracker. We look through the wall. We now see that his heartbeat. We know that his car is going to come round. Instead of taking the shot, I'm not going to initiate this fight because I'm going to lose. Sometimes you got to know when you're going to lose. So that's it for the top 10, guys. Hope that helps you. These top 10 advanced tricks and tips for super people. Just a quick message at the end. If you do find yourself lonely at Christmas, we do have a Discord. The link will be down in the description. I will be about most of Christmas. So if any of you do find yourself alone and bored, or you know, if you find yourself getting depressed over Christmas, don't come into Discord. I'm always willing to spend some time with people. Always good to talk. I will be on for most Christmas evening, and I will be on streaming all day Boxing Day, so the link will be down in the description for the Twitch along with the Discord. But yeah, I hope you all have a great Christmas. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you on the other side. Stay safe.